Welch, Environmental Specialist for the City of Lansing, and we are out today on Route 4. We are taking a look at what our drivers do on a regular workday, picking up trash. CART also picks up recycling and yard waste for Lansing residents. And we do a lot of good work to keep the city clean and green. But we are making some kind of major changes to the trash collection program this summer. We are going to be phasing out the collection of city trash bags, which we have picked up for many, many years, decades actually. And the reason we're doing that is to make our routes more efficient, make the drivers safer, and we're really going to focus on our trash cart service, which is very popular with our residents. So by the middle of July, the stores in Lansing that sell our city trash bags will not be able to order any new inventory, which means that as a Lansing resident, you're going to want to plan your trash bag purchases wisely. Even though we'll be picking those trash bags up at the curb through the end of this year, you will only have a limited opportunity to purchase them in stores.
Well, my name is Dwayne Leek, that's spelled L-E-E-K,
Yeah.
and this is Route 4 in Refuge. And this is my Thursday route. I do this route every Thursday. It's one of my smaller routes. Thank God when it's a hot day like this, I could kind of pick it up a little bit, get done quicker if I can or not. But for the most part, it's a beautiful day to work when it's like this. Wintertime is a whole other beast. So other than that, I'm pretty happy about the weather right now. I used to be a mechanic, a diesel mechanic, so there's a lot of features that are similar to the transit bus system that I used to work for. But other than that, unlike the bus, they drive on that side, we drive on our service side. And right here, instead of pressing the brake to stop all the time, we just click this down.
Really?
And that way we could kind of do it all in one motion. We pull that down and the vehicle won't stop immediately,
Right.
but it'll just come to a halt. And if you needed to stop quickly, then you could hit the brake and then you could stop on a dime. And all these trucks have safety features, like for instance, this right here. If this is not touching that, we call these fingers. If it's not touching that, there's a sensor that's gonna go off and let you know that's not in the proper position. This is what we call our catch boxes. We get a lot of liquid that falls in the back and it'll just drain down here. And then at the end of clean out box, at the end of the day, we'll just go ahead and clean it out. We could also fold these fingers up and put them up in a setting where it's set up there. We can open up this door because I like to throw my bags higher than most guys because I always like to try to get a workout in. So, so that door can swing open and make it a little easier to throw in. So this is where we put our DEF in, which is.
What the heck is that?
How you can describe that, Jeff? I'm not.
Diesel exhaust fluid.
What?
And that is a system on these types of trucks, semis and stuff. I won't get too technical, but what it is it helps keep the exhaust that comes out of the vehicle cleaner.
Really?
So it's called diesel exhaust fluid. This exhaust system is very intricate and complicated and expensive, but there's a trap in there and it traps the bad exhaust, and the DEF helps that trap burn hotter, so it actually kind of atomizes some of that those exhaust particulates.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah. And by state law, just to mention, we only can go like 19 miles an hour on the pick side.
Really?
So it's got a governor in it. So when I'm on this side, I have it to the floor and I can't go no faster than 19.
Wow.
So when we get them calls where the lady says, "Yeah, he's driving through my neighborhood 50 miles an hour,"
Right.
we know.
Yeah.
Got a lot of things going on at once that you have to be conscious of. You have to drive, once again, on the right side. And you got vehicles on your left side that when you turn in the corner, you got to be kind of spot on. And other than that, if I'm out in the back dumping this hopper, you got to make sure there's nobody behind there so they won't get covered with the garbage or whatnot. But for the most part, I like the fact that we work from the side because it just keeps us out of traffic the whole day.
In municipalities where houses are close together and things of that nature, it's a lot safer and easier and less wear and tear on their bodies to put the hopper right here and they throw it from the curb instead of from the road behind the truck. We have a couple small trucks that we do some dead end streets with and some special pickups, and they're a smaller truck and they are rear load. but they're in very, very low traffic areas and just special events and things of that nature.
It's our feature where, like for instance, we have certain roads like Oakland and Saginaw that only goes one way, and it's not for us to pick on the service side, so I have to parallel my truck so I stay out of traffic's way, and this mechanism will pick up a cart. So it will automatically grab the cart by here, lift it up, and go ahead and dump it. Of course, this door will be open in order for that to operate correctly, and these are the operating buttons here that operates that machine right there. Driver's side, like any truck, other than the panel where you got all your buttons where you push to operate the packer, which crushes the material, and then we also have a button that will pick up, we call that the hopper, picks up, so when we're at Greenfield we can open up the back and let everything go out and close it and come back down and keep it moving.
Cool.
And then right here I have this camera here where I can actually see myself dumping the cart in the hopper. Then that way I'll know if something's stuck in there or I have to get out and physically pull it out. So that's a good mechanism to have because that's what where our eyes are at pretty much when we're dumping the carts. And because I'm in a speed zone, I believe it's 30 miles an hour, and I only could go 19, so just to let the traffic know that I'm all the way over to the curb as best I can, so that way they can go around me, so they won't, get all upset because I'm going so slow. I'll probably dump up to 300, 330 carts, and with the city bags, I'll probably pick up a little over 100. So getting in and out of the truck, picking up bags like the young lady was speaking back there, it could be hard on your knees. Really, our compost, when we're in the fall season or the spring season, that's when we find a lot of residents, putting their bags on the curbside, and that, I'm speaking of compost bags, and we can easily pick up over 1,000 bags. And during the course of picking up all those bags, some of our trucks can hold more than others, but yeah, we do get full. Then we go to Granger, dump the compost, and pick up where we left off at. I think at this stage in the game, we learn to appreciate the areas that we're responsible for, because Granger has a lot of customers in the city, and we don't have any customers in the rural areas where we just do our city pickup trash here in the city, but Granger, they're all over. So though it's a friendly competition. I don't think there's any competition at all, but I think the management would probably beg to differ. But as far as those drivers, no, we just come to do our work and do it safely. And one thing about these trucks, especially our newer trucks, I mean, this is our newest one that we have in our fleet. We got many flashing lights so we can be visibly seen. Because like your gentleman was saying, this is one of the most dangerous jobs you can have. So we try to be as visible as possible. It's a one-man machine. And this means that either side you could drive from, but that side over there, if for instance, as you're sitting there and you grab the steering wheel, you could take over driving. And that also applies to the pedal. But only thing you can't do from that side is operate all the components. That's why if you look on the dash, on your side, it's not lit up. This button right here is to operate from side to side. So as you can see, it's on this side, so that way I can operate this arm, our fingers, from this side. Now, if I take it, put this in park, and then put it over there, you see now your lights are have lit up. That way you operate from that side now. Okay?
That was really good stuff.
Yeah, and what I like about some of these trucks have them and some don't, is this right here can adjust your mirrors so you don't have to get out and kind of adjust it, run back over, adjust it. You could do it from this mechanism here to adjust your mirrors. What that is like if this truck is making an unusual noise, like a beeping sound, then I can look at that box right there and it'll let me know that perhaps my arm is out of position or something's going on with the truck. And then if it's something of a safety feature, then I would just drive it into the service garage and have them look at it. So that's a good way of knowing that your truck is operating correctly or incorrectly. You could actually, it has a Bluetooth in it. So you could play your music off your phone through the speaker system.
Do you normally do that?
Yeah, I do. And then, of course, it's a violation for us to drive while we hold our cell phones and talk.
Yeah.
So that's a violation. So you could also talk to a person by your phone through that microphone up there, and you could hear it through the speakers. So you don't have to have the handheld up to your ear. But if I need to talk, I'll pull over and talk because I don't want to be distracted. Well, what it is that because I do this every Thursday, you got kind of like your regular customers. If I see a new cart in this route, then I will add one more to my counter. I will count on this how many carts I picked up and how many bags I picked up. So at the end of the day, I would chart it down on our work order slip, and I would say, well, I picked up 325 carts and I picked up 115 bags. And then that way they'll know upstairs in our offices how many carts I picked up and how many bags I picked up. So as far as recording it, yeah, we just got to keep our eyes open for anything that's just not normal, when it comes to what we do. Because you may find customers that they just don't follow the rules right. So what we do is instead of knock on the door talking to, we'll just write it down and then we'll pass that information on and then we've done our part. What I like also about the job is that we are a great group of guys and one young lady. And we work together really good. One of the few companies that I work for that we all get along. There's not much competitive natures in our department. Some of us do a little better than others, but for the most part, we help each other to get it done if need be. And for the most part, we all want to go home with our jobs done, because we do have to get all our cars picked up in our routes. And if you don't get it, then the customer will call in and you got to go get it. But on Tuesday, this young lady will leave out a bowl of ice with water bottles in it, and we know that each one of us would just take that one out. So yeah, they're especially during the holiday seasons, you'll find cookies and baked goods like that on your cart, letting them know they appreciate you, or a card or something like that. That goes a long way with us, because the automated arm looks easy, but when you do it competitively every day, it's work. I mean, we work hard. All of our customers, their recycling carts are green. If we provide one of those green carts to a company or any sort, then the lid would be yellow, indicating that that's a business recycling cart. So that's how we can identify a business cart from a customer's cart. We also have customers that perhaps they could be in a wheelchair, or maybe they're just not able to walk the bag or the cart out to the curb. We have door services. And I have a couple in my route where I would physically get out and walk up to their house and grab their cart, dump it, and then take it back to where it was standing. So that's a good service that we provide to our customers. So we try to make sure that we can cater to all people. And we have what we call sections. In all of our 4 routes, we have an A section, a B section, and a C section. And we kind of have to run those routes by ABC. And what that does is that if hypothetically, if my truck breaks down and I have to go to the service garage to get it repaired, that's going to set me back some time. So if one of the other guys in the trash department gets done with their route in an efficient time, then he will come out and pick up my route. But what we usually do, we'll start in the C section and work backwards. That way, if you run the route accordingly, A, B, and C, we'll know exactly where to pick up and help our co-workers out. And it takes a little bit of practice to size up to pick up the cart exactly, because when I first started here, I used to knock them all over. But it just takes a little bit of practice. We never like to pick up the bags like a bear hug, because once again, you never know what's in it. So the proper way that we was trained to pick them up is to grab them from the top with 2 hands and then toss them in. One thing we don't allow to pick up, we're not allowed really to pick up regardless of if it's in a bag or a cart, is like dead rodents, you know, possums, stuff of that nature. We do have a process to get rid of that. We have a gentleman that will come out and pick it up and take care of it. But as far as anything really out of the ordinary, I've never seen anything, but one of my co-workers found I think a bag of bullet shells. So that kind of struck up curiosity. So other than that, I really have not. I'll take that back. I did find a deer corpse in a trash bag. And as long as it was kind of cleaned up, basically, you know, it wasn't splattered all over the place, I picked it up and put it in. But other than that, we really don't like to take dead rodents. But we can't really tell if they're in a cart. We just got to accept whatever comes out of that cart. In some of our cases, if I go over there to that gentleman's house over there, he's got like maybe 15 bags. Before, some of us will do it, but I think for the most part, all of our drivers do it. We'll take a picture of it before we pick it up, because we're going to assume that one of those bags are going to break on us, or one of them or 2 of them may be too heavy, and they're supposed to weigh 30 pounds, but typically they never are. But if they would break, or in the process of breaking, we would set it back down and put a red tag on it, letting them know that your bag is too heavy. And then we've already had the picture in our phones. We took a picture of it, and then that way we will record it on our paperwork, so that way if they do call in, we got our end covered. Yeah, we are responsible for our maintenance on our truck when it comes to cleaning. And but the hopper, we really don't. I mean, because you're dealing with trash every day. I mean, hosing it down, that'd be good, you know, but for the most part, when we go to Granger to dump it, all of it comes out. So when we get back to our parking area, there's nothing in the truck to cause an eyebrow. It's an honest job, you know. You're working for a good, you know, paycheck. You know, you're not doing something that's worthwhile. So based on that alone, I know I'm out here making a difference to keep the community clean. So I guess if anything, I take a little pride in my work when it comes to making sure I get all my carts dumped and all my bags picked up. So that gives me a little bit of pride each and every day. One thing about these trucks is that animals like cats, dogs, and babies, they just love these trucks. So it's always good to see a little baby put a smile on their face when they see you coming down the street. And what I'm doing with my operating stick here, I'm going back and forth just in case something is lodged in there where it won't come out so easy. I can rattle it and hopefully it'll come out. But if it doesn't come out, then I'll get up, open the box, and pull it out manually. Yeah, if we could help our co-workers out any way we can, we'll, instead of just knocking over the cardboard because it's in my way, I'll just move it, and so when he comes around, it makes it just that more easy on him. Well, of course, you have to come into the company with a Class B a commercial driver's license with a Class B endorsement. You have to come in with that. You can't get it from here. So once you get hired in, then what you do is you'll sit along in a trash truck for a week, and then you'll sit in a recycling truck for a week as a passenger just to see what we do. And then after a week or so, then they would jump in the truck by themselves. And then they have to finish the route within 10 hours, which is our work shift. And then they have to be back at our ground site at 5 o'clock. And then if they do accomplish that, then they pass the recycling course or the trash course. But you have to pass both courses in order to get in. Now the compost is a little more convenient, whereas you also have to be trained on it, but you could train by running the trash routes and running the recycling route. It's no different than the compost. It's just that the compost, you get out and pick up the bag, so you could do that on your own. But the main part is to pass the recycling course and then the trash course. Well, what I'm about is like, I'm not a quote-unquote health nut, but I'm a vegetarian and I walk and run on the weekends. And that helps me out with this job because it is such a physical job on your body. Like the young lady was saying in our upper office, is that there are some guys that are off work right now on disability because, I'm not gonna say due to our work, but it is demanding on our bodies, where if something is hurting on your body, it will affect your performance here at the job. So I'm one of these guys that, I try to stay as good a shape as I can because I want to work, do my job. I want to work so it doesn't hurt me. And one thing I love about this job also is that, because it is a high demanding job on your body, we do get 3 days off. So we work Monday through Thursday. So we have Friday and Saturday, Sundays off, obviously, and that helps out a lot. But one thing I'll speak for myself, is one thing that I pride myself on in this job is that whatever I do reflects it to not only to my bosses, but to the customers. And even though I can't see their eyes right now, their eyes are on me. So if for some reason that this track, I dump the trash can over, I'm gonna get out and pick up all of the material and put it back in the cart and then dump it, and make sure when I roll away that I left it as I saw it. And if I knock over the cart, I'll pick it up and make sure it's standing upright in the position, so it's easier for them to roll it back off the curb. So that's really quote unquote not a requirement, but because I'm responsible for this particular route, I go that little extra mile. And then like during some of the holiday seasons, because you do little things like that, there will be customers that will kind of reward you, if you will, like I was saying earlier. They'll bring out a card saying thank you or some cookies or something of that nature. But I love my job because, first of all, I'm in this beautiful truck by myself. I get to listen to the radio. If I feel like singing, well, I don't do that very good, but there ain't nobody around to judge me. But other than that, I like to go home knowing that I did a good job today.
So call Capital Area Recycling at Trash at 483-4400 or check our website, lansingrecycles.com. We are there to assist you and get you signed up for trash cart service today. And we want to thank you so much for being out on a route with us today to see what we do to serve your needs and pick up the trash, recycling, and yard waste in our community.